And we are back. Alright. So we moved to the West Coast. And we moved from the last game, which was number 2 seed versus number 5 seed. We are now going a little bit lower here. And in the East Coast we have Keggs versus ReGenBlue, seed 10 and 11. Currently, yeah, both teams looking for some points, some important points to make it into these playoffs everybody wants to be in. So, welcome everybody, welcome back if you had seen the previous one too. And we have some maps too. So let's look into these bands and picks. Here we go. So we have bands of Doom of Spider Queen and Cursed Hollow on the side of Keggs. I don't know if you saw it. It is ReGenBlue banning out Brex's Holdout and Dragonshire. Two of the maps we have just seen in the Div East matchup. And then finally we go to Battlefield of Eternity. We have a 2-lane map here. And yeah, so both teams are in the lobby. We are currently waiting for one of the members of Keggs to come back to the screen. And we have 2 members here of Keggs. I want to give a little shout out here. It's BZ and B-Train, both ex-members of Team Winky Face, who is doing pretty good right now in Division C East. Face the team. The first team I played on in Nexus Gaming Series. So big a fan of them. So, B-Train and VZ, and the other side we have ReGenBlue. A lot of these names you probably heard before if you are at least halfway active on the Discord server. You might have seen Mongoose, you might have seen Jason. So they're public figures in the Nexus Gaming Series. And yeah, I already see some activity in the chat. Hello Ripper, always welcome. And I hope you're gonna enjoy the series with me tonight. So yeah, we are sitting in the lobby and waiting for one of the members to come back. The beer, we are almost through the beer. That is still the rest of the beer from the first series. And it looks like Ripper is fan of Keggs. True thing, why not? What is your connection, Ripper, to Keggs? Explain. Alright, so I'm ready. Keg is ready. Keggs, Keggs. Oh, this will take a while. That's such a weird name. We are now waiting for the ready of ReGenBlue. Alright. And we are in the draft. Alright, Battlefield of Eternity 2-lane map. An objective you can try to race, or you don't give a damn and you just teamfight your way through this map. So this is like the usual 2 strategies in the draft. But you know, teams can be creative and do their own thing. Nothing wrong with that. Bala being the first ban here, definitely one of the heroes you can race this objective with. Might even be the best hero, I'm not sure. I never did the numbers game. And Zuru is still sticking around. Welcome back. Ready for more action. Tyrande is now being banned out. And I've shown her stats a few times already tonight. Califrost is the first ban I see tonight in Division B. And that's actually interesting because he is like super popular in the lower divisions, in Division B, D and C, I think still. In Division B, like, we just had a series where he had no appearance in the drafts at all. And we have a lot of Devil Keggs people here in the chat. I'm wondering if there's someone who outs himself or herself as a ReGenBlue fan. And the stroke is following. Welcome to the stream, I hope you enjoy. Chen is the very first pick on the side of ReGenBlue. Here comes the Johanna and the Sylvanas, so Johanna never bad on this map. Like, she's a solid tank no matter what, but especially on this map, the blinds, they help a lot on the objective against like defending your own objective against the enemy auto attackers, which have to be picked here, like this Raynor on the side of ReGenBlue. Raynor and Rhaegar making their appearance here. Raynor with a solid win rate, 59%. I mean, the movement buff on all heroes, they hit him pretty hard because yeah, he's just so much better. I mean, he was good before already, but now, like, he's an auto-attacking, kiting monster. Kefros on BOE. Yeah, it looks like a target ban on towards Deviled Keggs. And we see the Anduin ban, also a hero which had zero appearance in the previous series. The newest healer. I'm still undecided about him. I think he has some place, but most of the time no place. Most of the compositions. And here we go with Malfurion, VZ playing that thing. That's an all-time favorite here. And B-Train ripping the Greymane out here. So no Chen on him, but he goes with the Greymane. And I wonder if that is actually a solo lane Greymane, or if you're gonna see someone else going into the solo lane too. Arthas and Li Ming. Li Ming for the poke damage on the Immortal. Arthas is the main tank here. And now the last pick on the side of Deviled Keggs. And I have to update a lot of information here, which I did completely forgot about. And it is Leoric in this solo lane. Okay. That answers the question what B-Train is gonna play as a role tonight. Get everything straight here. Jason on Li Ming. Larson on Raynor. Honest. Right, here we go. Just made it in time. And in the blue, it is Deviled Keggs. B-Train on that Greymane, and the B-Steps are coming out. Contender on the Johanna, Ravenex on Sylvanas, Andrew on Leoric, and VZ playing the Malfurion. On the other side, a little bit more calm for the Storm. Mongoose on that Arthas, August Sun on Rhaegar, Grendel on Shen, Jason on Li Ming, and Larson on that Raynor. And they are moving out. We see the usual split, 1-4, 1-4 on both sides. Not much lockdown from Ming, but could work well. Alright, and the first brawl is on its way here in the bottom lane. Not much happening. Let's have a short look at talents. We do see, of course, the Ace and Behold with the Alpha Slow. And then there's a lot of usual stuff. Power Hungry on the Ming. Eye of a Tiger on Shen. We actually see the Shadow Dagger quest talent coming out for Sylvanas. Not afraid of using that dash ability to get some extra damage out. Reduced Innervate on Malfurion. And Loss of Hope on the Johanna. Sigmund. Oh, and actually Ravmix is getting pretty low in this encounter, and Contender too. So Weezy having a handful here. B20 in the meantime made a rotation into the top lane, and they took out that camp in the top to put some pressure on here. And you see the reaction on the side of ReGenBlue taking out their own in the bottom lane. So let's see how Leoric can work with this camp here in the top, if you can put good use to it. A little bit of a random route coming out here, and both teams are now pushing in the respective lanes with the help of their camp. Should be a little bit easier to clear this here on the side of Devil Keggs, especially because both teams make a retreat to their respective camps, and that's something Andrew does not have to worry about. He can just keep going with that camp. Experienced that even. Greymane already markering his butt off. Indeed. And Weezy is holding this for a little while. Wants to get the perfect timing on that. And you see the members of ReGenBlue, they are grouping around that Immortal. And they want to get as much damage on it as possible. But Devil Keggs, they are moving in and they drive them out. Norix still in the top lane dealing with that camp, as well as Raynor now here in the bottom dealing with that other camp. A quick mount and back to work. Lorik is done with a cleanup job in the top lane, and now we have a 5v4 situation, but it is under the enemy Immortal, so it's a kind of 5v5, but not really. So I have to fall back here on the side of ReGenBlue, and it is Greymane now having a lot of fun with this Immortal. Dishing out the damage. Raynor is here now, so this makes it a proper 5v5, and Devil Keggs, they are falling back a little bit. And maybe they can get a little bit more damage here into Rhaegar. This is what we're looking for, but the Immortal discourages that a little bit. Popping the Iron Skin here, Johanna is going in deep to get something going. On the other side we have Chen in the backline of Devil Keggs, now taking a sip from this big beer keg. And it's actually both of these adventures into the enemy team line, into the enemy backline, and a death. And there gets Li Ming a second one. So this is a 2-for-1 trade in the end in favor of ReGenBlue, but they have taken a lot of collateral damage on their Immortal, and now they have to hurry to make even for that one. Rhaegar is already on the Immortal. In the meantime, the brawl continues here under the evil Immortal, under the demon Immortal, the red Immortal. Being missing full rotation hurts. Alright, and we bring it to halftime show, and it's pretty much even. It's like 400 hit points difference. And now we will see probably both teams just race really hard. But this is where Johanna really can make a difference by just blinding the complete enemy team. And I think she's still okay with that. No, she should have actually done that. It is gonna be in favor of a red team. I was really confused here for a while. But with that blind, you know, I think you get this immortal yourself. Because Johanna did 0 damage to her own immortal. And with that blind, you make it happen, but this is just in favor of yourself. She has redeemed herself. Yeah, she got a double kill here, and the red team immortal is attacking and is falling. He gets the front wall down. And that should be pretty much it. However, here comes a big damage from the runners, and they're gonna go for the engage. ReGenBlue sticking around for a little bit too long. And they have to sacrifice the Rainer here to get out of there. And experience still very even. With a little bit later of a kill, that makes up for the structure damage they got on the side of ReGenBlue. So yeah, that's that even. Although Devil Keggs are now coming ahead a little bit with picking up at camp and now getting some structure damage on their own. They are actually building a little bit of XP lead here, half a level. And they are going hard after this camp. With the runners, they can totally do this. The black arrow straight, turning the sword off, and they're getting some good damage out in the top lane, basically getting the same as the immortal. And Li Ming is now coming in, poking around a little bit. But this Greyman is just dishing out the damage. You can hear his little laser shots in the sound all the time, and they find the kill in Arpress, and they are approaching level 10, and they might still take down this fort actually. The next minion wave is still away a little while, and they sticked around for so long that they got the trade on this fort twice before they have to retreat. Which can deal damage a lot more reliably. Yeah. So I think it's even more important that you... Yeah, even more important that you bring that blind to the enemy team. I mean, you don't have to sacrifice yourself for it. You know, just throw it out there. And this time it looks a little bit better here for Devil Keggs. They had been there right from the start, and with Greymane they have a better race, outracing with Rainer. And now with defensive position, they're gonna see a team fight. Nevertheless, ultimates are being picked up by both teams. But let's wait a second here until we actually see what happens, because Bull's already come up as the ancestral healing. And the Army of Dead on Arthur, so he's gonna live for a much longer while. Blessed Shield as a defensive tool for the disengage didn't help though. Johanna is dead, Marfrion is dead, and Li Ming is doing some work here. We saw the Entombed there, catching with Arthur's between a wall and 3 other walls. And with 2 people gone on the side of Devil Keggs, it is ReGenBlue who pushes in on this Immortal and who will take it down. And this time with a little bit more shielding. Let's see what we can do with the second one. In the meantime, Camp pushing down the bottom lane needs to be dealt with. Chen is here. The model is coming down here, so that's pretty good for ReGenBlue, so I can deal with his camp and still have a 5-man push available if he desire to do so. Top fort super low, but will live. Actually, this will build up a pretty big red wave, I think. Alright, Immortal is moving down, taking down 3 structures. Jason helping out. And yeah, so this Immortal gets a little bit more than the first one. It's gonna fall here, but this time we have ultimates available. There's the Entomb on 2. Andrew is trying to make a play here. Shen falls. And there's the Blessed Shield, and now it's go time on the side of Keggs. Again, a little bit of overextension here by ReGenBlue, not disengaging quickly enough and caught off guard by this Entomb. And suddenly they have 2 dead on their own. And with the trade of the runners, this fort is surely gonna go down as well. And you see actually the runners doing the most of the work here on the side of Keggs. Greymane sitting behind with 20k. But it's also the siege damage. I mean, Greymane focus a little bit more on the structures here. While the runners just turns them off. In the meantime, we're in a little bit of trouble. And he already did his spooky move, so he's gonna fall here with the Entomb out. However, they managed to keep Mongoose for a little bit longer than he wanted to. And there's the counter kill on the Li Ming. Of all heroes, they get the hero which resets on the kills they need here. The little pandas are all over the place. And it looks like both teams are happy with that 1 kill they got. So ReGenBlue, they are maybe a little bit overzealous here. Caught out 3 times now under the enemy fort. And of course losing an Yorick is not that much of a deal if you can get a counter kill. So they have the Yorick on the map a little bit quicker, and this minion wave is actually gonna take out this fort here in the top. In the meantime, the Immortal is already started, and there is also a camp pushing down the top lane. So big plays here so far for Keggs in this objective. But can they win it this time? Chen is showing in the top lane, and Keggs, they do not care, they go for their own camp. So ReGenBlue, they say, okay, cool, then we have time to do our own as well. While Chen is doing what Chen has to be doing. And now with both of these camps being picked up, they are back in team fighting mode. And it looks like it is happening under the red model here on the side of ReGenBlue. ReGenBlue in the reds. It's a little bit confusing, I know. And Keggs, they want to deal with this camp here in the top lane really quick as a 5-man rotation. And that gives a little bit of an opening for ReGenBlue to do some free damage on that Immortal, but they have to retreat quickly enough here. Contenta is going already for the big flank here, getting the Condemn on 2. Misses the Blessed Shield, however, and that is big. The Entomb secures the kill on the Arthurs. Could have been more maybe if a Blessed Shield connects, but in the end they get the kill, and this is probably all they need as they now crunch through this Immortal. And Li Ming is here, gets the reset. This is 1 on the Merfurion. The Veiling Arrow denies any follow-up kills, but Keggs, they know it's a 4v4 and they are already on the enemy Immortal, and that Greymane is doing some really fast damage here, as well as the runners. Contender, oh, is walking out here with, no, he's not walking out. Li Ming gets reset, and there is another one on the Savannahs, and that's 2 kills for ReGenBlue. And now they have to defend this Immortal while trying to get some damage on the enemy Immortal. And with Rhaegar and Raynor, they have some pretty good damage here, but it's still gonna take them a good while. So you see the defensive position here, the zoning of the rest of the team, and it is actually Keggs who move to their own Immortal, trying if they can maybe catch someone off guard, but that just means go time for the rest of the team, and they move all in here. And this is a 4k shielded Immortal, the third one going in favor of ReGenBlue. But if you look at the map, you might think this is actually the first one they got. No, it's the third one. They won every single objective, but they haven't taken out a single fort of it. I just need my to info dreams. Immortal shield is down, and this time before this gonna fall, I see no way around this one. And here we go, it's time to defend the keep, and I would be surprised if I get the keep here without any kills. This is not going to happen. Oh, Cursed Bullet comes out on Arthas and he is in big trouble. Huge entomb on 3 members at the follow-ups arm there. I mean, this was sick by Devil Keggs with the entomb and the Wailing Arrow. There was no escape at all for Chen, Arthas, and Rhaegar. Li Ming and Reyna, they are just bystanders who have to watch like how their complete support and frontline gets obliterated. Again, ReGenBlue pushing, ReGenBlue dying on that push, and that means Devil Keggs, they can take out some structures of their own. And with the runners, they don't care if they have an objective or not. All they need is the kills. And they keep getting those kills on the pushes of ReGenBlue. ReGenBlue now here for the defense. It's actually their keep which is suddenly in trouble. There comes the Cursed Bullet, and with that camp in bottom lane, they can secure another fort. So now when it comes to structures, it is actually even. Both teams on the same numbers of forts and keeps. However, 1 level advantage for Devil Keggs. And let's see if they can make something out of it. If they can bring this into the next Immortal race. If they can maybe win an Immortal of their own. I mean, see what happens if they lose it. And now imagine what could have happened if they win it. Double camp pushing down the top lane. But this will be cleared up pretty quickly with all this wave clear they have available on the side of Devil Keggs. And the missing over means that there is some free damage on the Immortal here for Li Ming and Reyna. ReGenBlue bringing this down almost to halftime. I heard an entomb, but I didn't really see one. I must have completely missed that. I'm almost done with my beer, by the way. Alright, so the halftime show is there, and Devil Keggs, they are going for a defensive position here while having Greymane on the enemy Immortal. ReGenBlue, they're cleaning out this camp, and now they could go for a 5v4, knowing that there is something on their Immortal. By the speed of it, they could guess that it is Greymane. Arthas, however, needs the ancestral healing here, gets the army out too, and this is big. The Morphrion goes down, the Twilight Dream triggers, but doesn't matter, he gets auto attack to death, and Andrew is now the next one to fall. That's Leoric. But this is a 2-for-nothing trade, and that means probably that they can outrace Greymane, who is alone on his own Immortal. Shane is coming in for that one, and this is Immortal number 4 in favor of ReGenBlue. And again, if you look at the map, this is not how it looks like, but it is Immortal number 4 for ReGenBlue. Catapults pushing down the top lane, 2 versus 1, so this is gonna be pushing in. Chen has to react to that, and he's going to. So, ReGenBlue, let's see if they can make a clean push this time without Angel Entombed. XP almost even. It's also a race for 20 here. Entomb is back up, Blessed Shield is up, Cursed Bullet is up. Only thing missing is Twilight Dream. Wailing Arrow, so they could make the same stunt as before, and Shane is still on the top lane, so this is a 5v4. Subtracting the Immortal, so ReGenBlue, they need to be super careful here that they don't run into the same trap. This Immortal is almost down. I wouldn't be surprised if they start to engage right now on the side of Devil Keggs. But ReGenBlue, this time they fall back in time and they don't give up another kill in their own push. Committing to kill an army of the dead Arthas. You know, if you silence them, you can use it. Alright, Indestructible, Armature Hunter, we buried alive on Leoric. Savannah's still holding right now, and we see the Hunters. I'm just Blunderbuss. Is that one? Oh, it's human attack splash, okay. Okay. Sure. And we live bloom. And Bolt of the Storm on Sylvanas. On the other side, you see Death's Advance on Arthurus, Execute on Raynor, Elemental Conduit on Chen. A little bit of baiting out the Hearthstone here by David Keggs. Tower of Elements on Li Ming. And the Storm Shield on Rhaegar. Alright. Both teams are getting out their camps, and again it looks like ReGenBlue is a little bit sooner on the Immortal, but actually, oh, they're gonna check this, they wanna see if they can invade, and I'm not sure they should do this. They decide to come back and race the Immortal instead. And both teams are in full racing mode. Again, this is where the blind can make such a big difference. But we are moving forward, and ReGenBlue, we are moving backwards. And we have a fight under the red Immortal. ReGenBlue, they are going for it. There's the Waiting Arrow. Will Buried Alive on the Chen. He gets the Ancestral Healing. Can he also get his ult off? Grendel, he's going for it. Oh, he was poisoned to death, but he still gets it out, and now it's go time for them. ReGenBlue, they already got one kill on the Leoric, and they're now going after Joanna. She's gonna fall as soon as the shield goes off. And that was... oh my, that Panda was dead. That Panda was poisoned to death, and he survives on below 100 hit points. And he was still poisoned to death. It was just in time with like Rhaegar threw everything on him to keep him alive there. So big props to the Rhaegar player, keeping that channel alive and making that big team fight happening for them. 2 kills for nothing. And now it looks a little bit harder for David Keggs. They just blew a lot of ults here, and Tomb's back up, however. And so when it comes to ultimates, rares are back up. Maybe I can do something here with a Buried Alive, with the Blessed Shield, with the Cursed Bullet. This is what we have. Immortal is getting chunked pretty hard here. B-Train is working on that shield. I'm wondering where's the rest of ReGenBlue. They are now finally here. And it looks like they're just happy with this keep. They are not going for the win here. They are not trying to find a kill. This Immortal is just about to break the shield, but spread pretty much at 86% actually. And here comes the engage now by David Keggs. So they go in after the Immortal is basically dead. And this is another beautiful Ancestor, but this time Chen cannot survive this. With a double silence, with a Buried Alive and the Waiting Arrow. Chen goes down. No ultimate available this time. Was silenced for too long. And that's another kill on the push on the side of ReGenBlue. This RTP ain't over yet. Oh, the Cursed Bullet on Arthurus. Oh, he has army available. No, he does not. That is actually Raynor. I confused with words. And here, again, with the Sylvanas trade, they are just repaying Venomkite. Oh, the Buried Alive barely misses on that Raynor with the improved movement speed, which every hero got. Maybe it would have hit before the last patch. Big stun coming out, however, on Rhaegar, and he goes down, and there's another kill on Leoric, so that's actually a counter kill, and it is ReGenBlue who is now chasing after David Keggs, and maybe this time they have overstayed their Rhaegar. I'm saying maybe that's pretty surely only contender alive, just barely. The little pandas are on the chase, but we are not gonna get it. So this should be GG. I mean, ReGenBlue, they can walk down this lane, and they don't even care about the top keep. I mean, just go for the core here. Every team member is still dead for another 30 seconds. Leoric is of course a little bit sooner. And there's Johanna. So that's not really much of a defense. Johanna is going in for it, trying her best. The shield is down here. The blinds are there. The stuns are there. We're buried alive now. But Reina doesn't care. He just keeps auto-attacking. The core is down to 40%. Reina is dead now. 30%. Chen is on the core. Li Ming is on the core. Li Ming is so low. Mongoose is there. 10%. Mongoose and Chen. And here we go. This is the win in the end. And it took a while. It was hard to break them. Stream title needs update. Oh yeah, that's true. So this is Devil Keggs versus ReGenBlue. This is the one thing I did not update. Thank you for pointing that out. So yeah. Oh man. Versus... Ooh. Alright. So it is updated now. I mean, that was a super interesting game. Like, ReGenBlue winning the objective over and over, but also staying a little bit too long over and over. There was only one push where they didn't stay too long. And yeah, then shortly afterwards they try anyways, and then they stay too long. So a little bit weird, but in the end they win it on their opponent's map choice. That is what matters for them. Alright, let's see what we're gonna pick here now on the side of Devil Keggs. And yeah, so the Stroke, thank you for the follow. Battle Gamer. Battle Gamer? Ballad Gamer. Ballad Gamer. Thank you for the follow too. I hope you enjoy the show. It is Devil Keggs versus ReGenBlue. Title seems updated. Cool. Oh, come on. Joe versus the world. I mean, this was... the defense almost happened there. I mean, they got 2 dead, and then it was only... who was left? Chen and Johanna. So that's not a lot of damage, but it was enough in that case. Okay, it seems like we have a lobby. And I have a feeling this is the map choice of Devil Keggs. Oh no, it's not. Okay. Alright. So Devil Keggs, we go with the first pick. And we're gonna see Infernal Shrines being picked up by ReGenBlue. Just straight go to the next Diablo map here. I'm ready for this. Oh, I have to check. Alright, what did you guys write? Reverse Deathmatch, you love to see it. Yep, that's always fun. That's what happens when you wait for the other team to engage. Yep. Alright. So currently waiting for the two teams to get ready. Let's have a short look into the bracket here again. Just to get some perspective on what we are seeing tonight. It is the bottom end of Division B West. Both teams looking for these points they need to secure playoff spot at the end of the season. So pretty big game here for them. Especially if you play against your neighbors in the standings. These are the most important point. And that first game, that was pretty close. I mean, it was showing us that they are pretty even. ReGenBlue staying a little bit too long, and Keggs, they know how to abuse that. On the other side, ReGenBlue a little bit crisper on getting these objectives out, on getting the macro, being earlier on the immortal, realizing when they can get the damage on that thing, and securing each single objective in the game. And that in the end got them enough structures that they could clutch it out after a core defense against the enemy team. So yeah, both teams struggling a little bit in one department, but making up for it in the other one. So this is what you want to see, right? Alright, ReGenBlue is ready. And waiting for Keggs. What the hell is a deviled keg? Alright. Here we are. Welcome to Ryan's. Up 2, Devil Keggs versus ReGenBlue. Can they clutch it out here? Or will Devil Keggs come back? Bring us to game number 3. I will love it. And our first ban and Chen. No question there. They do not let B-Train get on this Panda. If he's even still playing that one. I mean, he played with Greymane, he did not play with solo lane in the last game, so maybe he's not a solo lane anymore. Knows. Another Kel'Thas ban here in the series. Time on the other side, however. Infernal Shrines. I mean, makes a lot more sense when on Battlefield of Eternity, I would say. Infernal Shrines with all these skeleton defenders you need to catch to get you the objective out. The Kel'Thas Flame Strike is pretty useful. Pretty useful. Here comes the Sylvanas ban. I'm not surprised by that, actually. Like, because of that Sylvanas, Devil Keggs, they stayed in the game really long, because they got all the structure damages after they got the kills in their defense. And then it was just Sylvanas going in there, putting up a trade, and the rest of the team, with Greymane especially, just smashing the structures down. So getting the Sylvanas ban makes a lot of sense to me. Ravenix actually picking up with Johanna here, so we might see a swap later. Was the Sylvanas player in the previous game? Mongoose rocking that ETC. Let's see how that goes. I saw a pretty good ETC game in the previous series. So ETC is back in the meta. I love it. I like this hero so much. I'm glad that he's back. B-Train going here on the Gul'dan. And it looks like he's all damage these days. Blaze being picked up too on the side of double Keggs as a solo laner option here. Also pretty good on the objective. Lots of zoning potential, the combustion, rifle drift, the Oriel ban. I mean, that's interesting. I guess it makes sense to get rid of the Gul'dan. I mean, that's a well-tested combo. But still, I mean, Oriel is not like your everyday hero these days. Has probably been played 4 times or something with 75% win rate. Well-fail ban now against the Blaze. So double pick now on the side of ReGenBlue. Let's see what we pick up here. It's Jason on the Jaina. And Malfurion is being picked away here from BZ by August Sun, so there's no cleanse to make a guaranteed mosh pit. There's like no pre-cleanse available on Malfurion. You can only cleanse when it's too late. It's already interrupted. So maybe we don't see a mosh pit, I'm not sure. I mean, Johanna and Blaze, we have a lot of interrupts. There's also the Fear on Gul'dan. And oh, there's Alarak coming out. He's becoming more popular recently too. I'm not sure he's meta material yet, but I mean, at least he's there. He's there now, especially on non-competitive games. And there comes with a Haka. Right. See if we see any switches here. No, it looks like Ravnix is staying on with Johanna, so a little bit of a role swap there. Was with Sylvanas from her previous game. And Contender was the tank, now playing the Alarak. Everybody else stays the same. Already some good picks. Team is currently not running and know exactly what we are talking about. We are ready to go into the game here. In the blue. Looking for the comeback in the series. It is B-Train on the Gul'dan. Contender on Alarak. Ravnix rocking with Johanna, Andrew on the Blaze, and VZ on the new Enderin. Well, probably not that new. Mongoose on the other side leads his team, ReGenBlue in the red on his ETC. August Sun on Malfurion. Grendel playing the Haka. Jason on Jaina and Larson on Raynor. Tank Raven feels amazing, man. 5v4 here in the middle. The Haka is in the top lane. Did not burrow. Maybe he did. Didn't pay attention. Alright. Wave is cleared already for David Keggs, but they have to deal with an ETC slide here. With Johanna, and now they can make a rotation. B-Train is already in one of them, is cleaning that one. But needs to be careful as the rotation is coming in here. The 3-man Malfurion slacking behind a little bit. Was there to pick up the rest of the soaks. Now here, tries to get a root on Johanna, but with the Iron Skin, she just walks out of that one. Ooh, Jason needs a little bit of damage here. Gets out, however. Goes for the tap, gets the heals from Malfurion. Will be back in time. Also, the tap should be back in time for the objective. I'm not really sure what Alarak is doing in that draft. You know, it's Anorak, he just shows up. Like, this is his thing recently. Like, he's just, like, randomly picked into teams. I think this is how you have to do it with Anorak. And I like the macro decisions here on the side of David Keggs. They just get that second camp out. They don't even care about the mid wave. They did let the camp deal with that because there was nobody on the other team who could have gotten any soap anyways. So they got 2 camps out, and the experience still pretty even. Oh, and they get the kill now on the Jaina because the rest of the team had to stick around bottom, and that meant that they could move in here, and this camp is still alive even. So Jaina died not for nothing, but not for much either. And this means the third camp is now being picked up on the side of Double Keggs. That puts them almost 1k up in experience due to camps. And that is more than enough to compensate for the minion XP which they are missing. Or had been missing, I should say. So a little bit of XP advantage here. Vision's Raft is actually pretty squishy, yeah. The tankiest hero in there is probably the Hacker. And as I said before, no clans available for the DTC, so I'm not sure if you're actually even gonna see a mosh pit, so it should probably be a stage dive. I don't see how they can get value out of any mosh pit. And this time, David Keggs. This time they are a little bit quicker on this objective. The Hacker is still in the top lane, so he can burrow in at any time. And the question is, when exactly should this happen? This is already 26 skeleton defenders being eliminated in favor of David Keggs. And now they are sitting at 30, and I think by now, you know, the Hacker can just stay top, because there's no reason to really contest this anymore. With Gul'dan's long range poke, there's no way they're gonna get this objective. And Blaze also did realize that, and he made his way into the top lane, because there's the Hacker who gets some free soak, gets actually some pressure on these towers. Punisher is being baited over here by Mongoose on his ETC. Frozen Punisher takes out these structures. And yeah, Punisher's a lot more dangerous here. You don't really want to give up the first one, because you can actually get some real value from it now. And in this case, that means almost an entire front wall. But only almost. In the meantime, the Hacker split pushing top. Similar damage, but the towers are still standing. Game free hype. Might happen. Yeah. I think I like Devil Keggs draft also a little bit more. I'm not sure about the Alarak either, but the rest of it looks pretty solid. And considering that, as you guys said, like ReGenBlue, they could get punished a lot by this Alarak if he gets an opportunity. Camp being picked out but immediately cleared here in the bottom lane. And now it looks like David Keggs, they're making another rotation to the mid lane, but Reyna this time is not being called out. So maybe out of frustration, Between just completely annihilates, destroys Fitz tower. Actually, Reyna got dragged out here by the Alarak and needs a lot of damage, so he has to be careful with his flank here in the back line. You can see it there's another drag by the Alarak, and they do get the kill on Reyna, who tried to get the flank here. And we invade too on the front, so this is win-win for David Keggs. And we see actually strengthening vines on the Malfurion. Not the tree end, which is my favorite. Having that, being able to summon a minion is just so good. You can use it for so many things. Level 10s, however, being picked up. We see Counter-Strike, Horrify, Blaze holding, Blessed Shield, and Endurance still holding. Are we gonna see the Light Bomb? It is not Falling Sword Light Bomb combo, but it is Blessed Shield Light Bomb. So Light Bomb still coming out here. Blaze holding. Maybe they need a bunker. Oh, the Blessed Shield on VTC. This is not the bush you want to check here. And VTC falls. This is a quick kill, or third kill in total for Deviled Keg. And this is right before the objective. Nice little ambush here by Deviled Keg. And oh my, we still see the mosh pit. I am not a fan of this. Okay, maybe they can make it happen somehow with the Twilight Dream. Like Valkyrian goes in there, drops the Twilight Dream, basically sacrifices himself, and then ETC slides in with a mosh pit, Ring of Frost follow up. But I'm not sure this is a good, solid strategy. Here comes ETC, however. And Ring of Frost misses completely. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication there. Maybe Jaina was expecting a mosh, but I'm not sure. Here comes Swipe here. Counter-Strike hits 4 people. And that is horrible for the members of ReGenBlue. They get blown up to pieces. 3 members dead immediately. Alarak on the chase after the Hacker. Not gonna get him. But oh my. This is 6-0 skills now. And this objective should go in favor of Deviled Keg now. And Horrify not even used. No cleanse, yeah. Well, it's even if it's just a post cleanse. It's not a pre cleanse, so you can't preserve a mosh pit with it. So might as well just not pick it, I guess. Oh, ETC is getting jerked back by Alarak, and with the Horrify, that's the end of him again. ETC died 3 times here, making almost 50% of the deaths of his team so far. And yeah, we pointed it out, he is pretty squishy. There comes another drag on my 300. Alarak is doing some work with a Counter-Strike, he gets another kill. And that is 8-0 now. The sport is that guaranteed. The question is, how much more can we get out of it? Derka doing a camp here in the bottom lane. Let's see if Blaze actually checks on that. No, he's going for the double soak. Alright. There comes another stun by the Punisher, but Alarak is not in range to get a jerk back here on the Rainer. Maybe that would have led to another kill. But it was also baited out pretty deep into or behind the enemy wall. Ambitious dance pick, but could work. Just kidding. Yeah, that's a very ambitious pick. But you know, maybe it works, and then we all look like idiots. Let's wait it out. You never know when you get the miracle 5-man mosh pit. We've seen it all before, can happen here too. Alright, so for ReGenBlue, they have to sit tightly here. They are against level 13 advantage. And they are spread all over the map. The Hacker gets out of that one. Just so. And we have a full 2-level lead on the side of Deviled Keggs. And the big difference is this time they are winning objectives too, so they have 2 already. And they don't even give their enemies a chance to overstay somewhere, because they never get the opportunity to push something. Extremely clean game so far for Deviled Keggs. 8-0 kills, 2-level advantage at level 15. Haven't lost a fight, haven't lost an objective, even haven't lost a tower in this game. The Hacker is being ganked upon. Horrify misses because of the burrow, but he's still gonna go down. Isn't that a C team? Devil Keggs are some bad dudes. It is a certain C team. It's not a C team, it's a D team. You might look it up. Alright, the hacker dead, 2 ults being used for that one, and where's the camp? Pushing down here into the front wall, but it seems like Devil Keggs, they don't matter, and actually they do not need to matter. I don't think this will actually do any damage. There are minions. The tower is killing the shaman, so it's all good. And that means Devil Keggs, they are already on the objective as before, and they have channeled 11, this is 15. So this objective almost guaranteed going into their favor here. Level 60 advantage also in their hands. Even Horrify is back up. I see no chance for ReGenBlue to get this, to flip this objective around. So they have a little bit of fort in the mid lane, but this is gonna be gone. And it's basically all about keep defense here. The Haka taking out another camp in the bottom lane. And maybe he can split soak for 16, but I'm not sure. I think they either lose this keep here or they fight down the talent tier, the important talent tier, and somehow win it. There is a potential for a big mosh pit here. Maybe. Hyperion is coming out as a zoning tool, the bait over the wall has happened, and they are now blowing up this Mortar Punisher. 40% left on that thing. And the whole team of Devil Keggs, we are moving in. We get the drag on Rainer. The keep goes down, and this is all Devil Keg wanted. Oh, Larsen almost falls to this Punisher. But Devil Keggs, they are already on the move to the next camp. Already have a next objective in their sights as they finish the current run. And yeah, here we see the first tower being fallen. Oh, there are actually more towers up here which have been falling on the side of Devil Keg. So it's not a perfect game anymore, but I think they are alright with that. A little bit of a bush party now going on their own. ETC with the slide stun and the blizzard is there, but here comes the counter engage. 2-man stun into Horrify. And now it's the Haka all alone. But Ring of Frost coming out, not hitting anything, not sure about that one. And I'm not, have we even seen the mosh pit attempt so far? I'm not so sure. So I think the draft here slightly in favor of Devil Keggs. Oh, ETC is getting blown to pieces again. And no chance to get a mosh pit off here. Either another bush party by Devil Keg, and that might be the beginning of the end. We are moving down the mid lane, the catapult is already there. And we have 2 kills, it's Jaina, Reyna and the Haka alive. How much of a defense can they offer here? I mean, it's pretty solid. They probably lost the right heroes if they have to pick 2 to make that defense happen, but there is no Ring of Frost. We saw that happening before. Light Bomb comes out, and Johanna is super alive. This is gonna be GG. Mongo is already calling it 40% on the core, and yeah. There comes the fear, and we are in for game number 3. Oh my, I mean, the first game was like a back and forth and pretty close and, you know, all the exciting things. But this second game was a wash. I mean, sorry to say it, but this didn't look good for ReGenBlue at all. 11-0 kills, lost every objective, and Devil Keggs, they played it right. They had a lot of stuns. and even also Vialarek. I mean, he had a fun time. There was nothing really threatening him, and he could just go in there and drag people into the death sentence. So that is a tough pill to swallow here for ReGenBlue, and we will see how they react if they go for another map pick, which so far didn't bring anybody of in series, or if they decide maybe it's time to go first pick again. Apparently having a first pick in the draft seems to be a little bit stronger tonight. Let's see how that shakes out for them. Oof. Well, let's finish that. Let's hope that we get a lobby soon for game number 3. Contender top tier, alright. So okay, so what can you do on the side of ReGenBlue? They had a Battlefield of Eternity game where they really had a solid macro, and then you say, okay, maybe they should pick a macro heavy game map here. So what's left there is, I don't know, Sky Temple, I guess. But on the other side, like Infernal Shrines, where the macro didn't look at all any good. So, but to be fair, nothing looked good in that second game, so this is probably not fair. They had been caught flat-footed here, so what can they do? What map pick would suit them here? Their playstyle. I mean, maybe go for Sky Temple. Alright. But it's not gonna be Sky Temple. It is going to be Volskaya Foundry. And from inferring here from who has the first pick, it looks like this map choice was done by Devil Keggs. I'm just gonna confirm this. It's Devil Keggs. Fire Foundry. And I think I like the map choice by Devil Keggs here, and I think I also like the choice of going first pick on ReGenBlue. The first pick had a big impact so far on these games, and Devil Keggs, I think they look a little bit better when it comes to team fighting. So if ReGenBlue going to draft combo, we have to land it first, huh? Yeah. I think you're totally right. So far we saw in the series that the team which pulls the trigger first wins the fight. And so far the team willing to pull the trigger is ReGenBlue. It's not ReGenBlue. It's Devil Keggs, sorry. Completely blanked out. Should probably the draft list squishy, yeah. As I said, I'm not even sure if ETC pressed R at all the last map. But let's not linger on the last map. Let's move on. Like Devil Keggs, we got a win. ReGenBlue, they need to shake it off. It was, as I said, tough pill to swallow, but these are the games you have to come back from if you want to compete. So this is where they have to put it aside, forget about it, outdrafted, outplayed, not gonna happen again. Go into this map fresh and just fresh and play it like you did play the first map, just a little bit better, without the overstaying. And then you have to say, as ReGenBlue, then we have this in the bag. And whatever Keggs is quite the opposite. They have to say, okay, like, you've seen what we can do on map number 2, like, we want to repeat this. And you've seen how we can outplay them. So let's just keep doing that, and we turn this, we get the reverse sweep here. And it looks like we are all ready. All right. Last draft tonight. Hang in there, guys. Another 30-minute game. So yeah, these are some important points for either team here, which we can pick up. Direct neighbors in the standings. And we see the immediate Alaric ban. They did not like the Alaric at all on the side of ReGenBlue, and you know, I'm actually not so sure about that. If you draft differently, there's no place for an Alaric in the enemy team. And we see actually the Chen ban on the side of Devil Keggs. Take that. Right. Johanna being banned out next, so two very popular heroes and this maps are now being. I mean, they played Johanna twice on the side of Devil Keggs, now they ban it. The Chen banned it on side 2, banned by the enemy team so far. And the Savannah's also swap sides here, so he is now on the side of ReGenBlue. And she just keeps performing. So B-Train goes back to the Gul'dan, and obviously ETC coming out on the side of Devil Keggs, like almost like saying, yeah, now we show you how it's done. Like this is how you play ETC. So let's see if it works out for them, or if they have just shown their opponents how to counter an EDC, gave a little bit away what to do against it. Stroke is amused, I guess, by the Alaric first ban. Alpha's coming out as a ban. And so apparently there seems to be some solo tank, some tank alphas going on the side of ReGenBlue, otherwise I'm not sure how that ban is justified. Oriel ban again, so they really don't want to go into the Gul'dan Oriel combo. So we see Anduin coming out, Blaze. And you know, Anduin in the previous series really backlining, really just keeping everybody alive, not never in the spotlight, but just solid play, right? As a healer, you don't need to do these big flashy plays necessarily if your team is doing well, and all it does, if you try, is it brings you into a difficult situation which you might die from. So Easy doing exactly what he needs to do as a healer when his team is wrecking. Just hangs back, keeps everybody topped off. And there comes Mamayev here as the Joker pick on the side of Devil Keggs. Interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen Andrew and Mamayev in a combination, or there comes some interesting combinations here into mind, like maybe Cage plus Light Bomb. That sounds nasty to me. Let's have a quick look here on if Alright, are there any changes? Alright, and for our last dance between these two teams. In the blue, it is Deviled Keggs. Over here, on the Shark Synergy. It is between on Gul'dan, Contender on Maya, Ravenix on ETC, Andrew on Blaze, and VZ on Bad Andrew. And it looks beautiful, guys. It looks really, really good. And the red, we have Mongoose on Diablo, Augustin on Rhaegar, Grendel on Thrall, Jason on the Ming, and Larson on that Sylvanas. And let's see who will clutch it out here tonight between these two teams. Blaze going with Globe Quest, getting it unstoppable after 15 globes, which is probably easy to get. Actually, Soul Shield on Diablo. Oh, that's interesting to me. Take off your Lance and Thrall, that's not a big surprise. Improve Totem on Rhaegar. Overwhelming Affliction. Those with 2-3 sacred branches, okay. Okay, so let's talk about EDC, let's talk about Mosh Pit, because that's always the thing you have to ask about. I kind of forgotten if Anduin actually has a cleanse. Chat, does Anduin have a cleanse? I should know, but I'm blanking out on this right now. Oh, there comes the invade by Devil Keggs, and we continue the same way we just stopped the last game with an invade on the enemy camp, and this is 2 turrets in their hands. And that was beautiful. I mean, you should totally go back and watch the rotations here, how they made this happen, how they got the 5-man rotation on the enemy camp. After realizing that they got theirs out a little bit sooner, a little bit quicker, they immediately went for it, and that is pretty big. That is 2 turrets in their hands, that is a little bit more experience, that is a kill already, but that turret alone is totally worth it. Even if they would have gotten killed by 1 member, I would have still went for that play. I mean, that's still an advantage over your objective later, and totally worth getting killed. But they did not get killed, they got a kill instead. So, even better. And but also threw off rotations on the enemy team, and they are now starting to even out-soak their opponents. Out-rotate them at least. They have an advantage here in mini XP, but might be just because these waves are not cleared yet. No, they definitely have an advantage in minion XP. So, Devil Keggs They did not like the first game. They breezed through the second one. And they are completely on track here in the third map. On their own map choice. So, but anyways, cleanse or not, on Valandrin. What do we have on interrupt on the other side? Okay, there's Li Ming, there's Brawl, there's Diablo, there is Sylvanas. So that's a lot of interrupts again against the DTC. So if the enemy shows in DTC, of course you're gonna drop some interrupts, right? So it's all about getting as many people inside of it as possible. Maybe even baiting out some of the interrupts. So currently channeling in favor of double Keggs, and that's not gonna change soon, as Thrall is gonna die here. And that's the second kill in this game, a second kill in favor of double Keggs. Having also a level 7 advantage, and we're gonna go for the enemy turret, it seems. And again, I like this play. They could have gotten for their own, that would have been the safe play, but we have one enemy dead on the enemy team. And they're just gonna go in, and they go in exactly at that point where this camp is actually destroyed. This is the time where you trigger all your abilities, and they pick up another turret. So they picked up 3 turrets, 2 of them on the opponent's side of the map. Level Keggs showing how it's done on World Skyer. Very impressive here so far. Oh, they get a stun on the Diablo and the knockback with a glove out of the gate, but he still survives. Because it's Diablo. And he has a spell shield. And 73 souls. They do secure a fountain in the top lane. And everything beyond that is bonus material. Alright. So there's no cleanse on level 7 at least. I don't think he has one. I haven't really played him much, I must say, but I've never noticed the cleanse on Anduin. Oh, and here goes Rhaegar. Like he's going in for a bite, and then UTC says, "Okay, cool. You want to play? Stay a while. Here's my team, what you gonna do?" And he dies. So that's the 4th kill in this game. And yeah, Devil Keggs, I said it in between games, they just need to continue like we played the last game. And ReGenBlue, they needed to shake it off, but so far it didn't really happen for them. They are pretty puzzled by the aggression coming towards them, all these invades and these quick kills. So let's talk a little bit about heroics, because they are available on the side of Devil Keggs. They have a Horrify, they have a Warden's Cage, we do see the Mosh Pit still, and the Bunker. Together with Light Bomb. Okay, so yeah, Warden's Cage, Light Bomb. That might be a lot of fun. And again, like, here is the invade. The camp hasn't even spawned yet. Here it comes. And with a level 10 advantage, there is absolutely nothing that ReGenBlue should do about this. And the item game completely in favor of Devil Keggs. I'm not sure that we have even seen a single item being picked up by ReGenBlue so far in this game. I might be wrong about. Maybe I missed a turret. Okay, Apocalypse coming out, Wave of Force, Thunder, all the interrupts for the Mosh Pit are coming out together with the Ancestor Sealing on Rhaegar. Camp is pushing down the top lane, and it looks like ReGenBlue is taking the opportunity to gather around the bottom lane, but then they will just leave it. I would have loved them to see pushing that bottom lane in a little bit, trying to get some structures down, maybe a fountain, so that you can compete over at point C. Because by now it's pretty likely that you're gonna lose at point B because of the sheer item advantage you're facing on the enemy team. So with that objective you're probably gonna lose bottom fountain, so maybe just take that down right away. Li Ming is getting feared out with Thunder for the save, maybe, the teleport is there, but Li Ming still goes down, poisoned to death by the Gul'dan. Here comes the ancestral healing on Thrall. They try to turn this fight around, but here comes the stun, and with the Thunder already being used, Apocalypse is the only thing which could interrupt it, but he's in the mosh pit, so they do get the mosh pit off, and they get another kill from it. That's with the runners. 6-0 kills, and ReGenBlue is still looking for something, to turn this game around, to get their mojo flowing again. But it's not gonna be so far. Double Keggs, they're just in the mood here. They're pretty angry about that first game, it seems. Another talent tier advantage for them here, as the objective B is theoretically available. Nobody has touched it yet. I'm gonna see that now. And ultimates are almost back up on the side of Double Keggs, except for Mosh Pit, which has a much longer cooldown than compared to the rest of cooldown. So, but it is available now. DC gets a stun here on the follow-up stun by Blazes. There's the Warden's Cage to go with a light bomb, but nothing hits. Here comes the fear. Apocalypse was the big issue here for members of Double Keggs. And it now looks like both teams are retreating a little bit, licking their wounds. Nothing is channeling so far, and this is where it really pays off that you have your fountain still available. Rhaegar will have a much harder time to heal everybody up compared to that fountain. And maybe I should have retreated here. Diablo gets the ancestral healing. Is slowed, however, by this burning oil. He makes it out, and I think ReGenBlue has to retreat here. I mean, I think you have to give up this objective. There's just too much hit points on the enemy team, and they are not even scratched so far. And they have used their items. Oh, that's a big accomplishment on the side of ReGenBlue, that we got rid of all these items, and now they are getting the healing pulse, which by the way also regenerates mana. Are we going here for tapping in the mid lane and going back into top? I'm not sure. Okay, we decide not to re-engage, and actually Brawl is on that camp. Let's see if Double Keggs are checking that out. If they recognize that. It looks like he gets away with it. Alright. Brawl snatches an item for ReGenBlue, and this might be an important one later in the game, as well as the support camp, the support item. Alright, so the Protector in the meantime took out the mid fort and is now walking down into the bot lane, working on that next fort, and it's gonna get that one too. So I mean, that's not a question. The question is how much damage can ReGenBlue put on that Protector in the meantime? How much more can Double Keggs get out of this? It's a bit of a random token coming down here. And everything is available on both sides. All ultimates are here. Anduin is in Protector, so there's not much healing here for B-Train. Front wall almost completely annihilated in the bottom lane. And look at that. ReGenBlue, they're picking up another item. And now they have the item advantage. 2 turrets, 1 healing camp, nothing on the side of Keggs, who had used everything in that quite long brawl over control point B. They won the protector. Question is now, did they get enough value out of it to justify these 3 items in the hands of ReGenBlue? ReGenBlue, they are not down yet. I mean, this is not done. This is not a done deal by all. They're behind 16, but they're gonna get it. They will have an easier time soaking the experience here, which is what they have to do. And of course, Keggs want to fight here. Of course, they don't want to fight under the enemy keep, but like if they can bait out the enemy team, they will take that fight in a heartbeat. Why shouldn't they? They've won every fight so far. So we're gonna grab the support camp here, we're gonna grab the turret camp pretty surely too. So next is 3 to 2 items. And for ReGenBlue it's just soak time, and this is exactly what I do. You see them here in all 3 lanes. We are not destroying these minions either. As I say, that starts doing it. So they have an easy time to soak this experience and not give anything up. The enemy. One easy soak. Level 16s are now available, and now at this point you probably want to fight on the side of ReGenBlue. If you find an advantageous position here, which is not the current one because it's a 4v5. So they better get out of here. Brawl is on his way, however. Jason was making a little bit of an excursion up here, but makes it out. So level 16 is available for both teams now. So this is the window. The camp is pushing in the top lane. So the objective of Keggs, pretty obviously, is to keep. But I don't think we have to hide here on the side of ReGenBlue. Like, they can step forward and try to team fight. However, they stay calm. And they want to use these items maybe over the fight of this item, but this is a very confined corridor. I'm not sure about that one. Big root here on the Diablo. Diablo comes in with the Apocalypse. Oh, the fear on the objective, and this is now where it might become really tricky. Oh, the ancestral healing goes off, but it's not on Rhaegar himself. It is actually on the Diablo, so he can stay a little bit longer. Rhaegar is trying to get a bite here. Mongoose is so low, like he's poisoned. Oh, he's going to fall, that was super close. He loses his soul, so he will be back in a heartbeat, but that's 2 people dead on the side of ReGenBlue. Every item had been used in this fight. Every ult had been used in this fight, except Moshpit. I'm not sure how there was never an opportunity to go do a Moshpit in there, because I mean, that's a nice tight corridor where you can get a lot of value from Moshpit. Anyways, they won the fight nevertheless, so who cares on the side of Keggs. So they now have still a very big ultimate available for them. And the cooldowns are ticking down. 8 to 0 kills. And this time, really no tower lost so far. So no objective lost, no tower lost, no hero lost. Keggs working on a perfect game yet again. And let's be careful here. Nobody's here, that means they have to be on the turret camp. And they're even going for the support camp. And I think this is exactly what I call it. It takes quite a long time to get this channeled to the bottom lane. So, you know, just take out the support camp. Oh, here goes the tower, so no perfect game anymore. And get that level 20. And now you have all the advantages again on your side. You just walk in there and get this objective point number C. And, you know, I mean, it sucks, but for For ReGenBlue, I think this is a battle you have to take. If you give up the objective, you're gonna lose anyway. So this is your best bet here. You have to stand your ground. Not gonna get easier if you just give this up. So they stand their ground. Liming with the poke damage is there. ETC is looking for maybe a mosh pit. There's the fear already. Instead, Heating comes out on the left of the screen. Grendel is in trouble with his thunder. He gets out of here. The overtime is already triggered, whereas the Apocalypse only hits Blaze. Blaze goes in for a stun himself, gets it on Diablo. There's the mosh pit, but immediately interrupted by Liming. Mongoose is the first one to fall. Grendel and Larsen so low, trying to get the counter kills. They get one, but they lose 3 other people in the process. And this is gonna be GG, as Jason is the last one to fall here. 13-1 kills, and this should be a victory march now on the side of Devil Keggs. Bringing him a protector, being driven by the cow itself. Brave Nyx with a protector. In the meantime, there's a little of vanilla pushing going on here. Why not? Because it's Blaze and Gul'dan, who can dish out a lot of damage here and take care of that to keep already. But, I mean, I said it like it's game over, but, and I still think it is, but it might be not. I mean, depending like how this goes, we have a lot of people respawning right now actually. This is gonna be a 4v4 and then Liming spawns in 5 seconds. Oh, but this Reflector does so much damage. I'm taking everything back, this is definitely gonna be GG. So, Devil Keggs, they're losing the first map after already knocking on the enemy core. And now an absolute clinic in map number 2 and 3. So we're gonna ask him like what happened after that first game. What steroids did you take? Yeah, so I mean that was, as I said, super clean. Super clean on their parts here on Devil Keggs. My casting not always so clean. Scene, but let's see if we can get B-Train in here or somebody else from their team. Get into lobby. And let's see if we can. Alright, B-Train is on his way. Hello!
Howdy.
How are you doing?
Well, not too bad. How about yourself?
It's okay. So, you guys had a reverse sweep going on here. After a pretty tight game on Brex's holdout, so what changed between map 1 and map 2, which like you suddenly flicked the switch and then it was all Devil Keggs?
Yeah. So map 1, we actually felt way more confident than we looked. We played a comp that we played all the heroes. We just kind of didn't perform it as well. We missed a couple buttons and things didn't go our way. So I think we went into game 2 with like kind of the same mindset we had in game 1. We were like, we know how to play what we're playing. And like we were playing with a sub today. Contenders, our tank is currently unavailable. So
Okay.
I think we all just like our main mindset was to play heroes that we know how to play, that we feel comfortable playing under any circumstance, and that's what we kind of did. We just, obviously, Contenders a really good Alarak. It was pretty much banned against him all season last season, and he got it one game, and now it's banned. So I mean, I think the play just kind of speaks for itself.
Yeah. So was it like you found your rhythm then after game 1? I mean, so you said you never felt not confident about it, but I mean something was missing there.
Yeah, I think game one we weren't sure who we wanted to run on the tank spot since we did have
Okay.
a sub, and we went with contender. And then in our second game, like we like a couple of us all we play Storm League, just outside of our normal practice nights, and that's when we play with contender. And he usually tanks for us in those circumstances, but we switched it up come game 2 and 3, and
Yeah.
him and Raven synergized really well considering they're both DPS players. So
Yeah.
they kind of clicked and they made a lot of plays, and it made it easier for me on the backline heroes. It made it super easy to follow up with those guys being like so spot on with everything they were doing. So I think it was honestly just seriously comfort heroes.
Right. Yeah. It was a big change for sure. Like, game 1 looked very different to game 2 and 3. So yeah, game 2 and 3, you played a very aggressive playstyle, immediate invades right from the start. Is that something like you spotted out on your opponents, that they may be a little bit slow on the macro, that they might be a little bit slow on their own camps?
No, I don't think it was that they were slow. They were on time. So game 2, I think us just being so aggressive with the
Mhm.
Alarak and the Gul'dan, just the damage output, they honestly didn't have a chance to macro because we just took so much of an advantage in the lanes and we just kept finding picks. And then in the third game, it was the first invade was simply because we saw them show somebody top lane, and I was
Yeah.
like, hey, that person's not supposed to be there. So I was like, the only two people who can be doing camp right now are these two. And
Yeah.
we just, started counting, and we we're like, this can be a 5v3 at most. And I don't know, I felt once we started doing the first invade, it's like Storm League. When you get one invade, they all start feeling way better after that until you lose one, and then you stop.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Yeah, cool stuff. So you showed us the Gul'dan twice tonight. In the first game, I don't quite remember, what was it?
Greymane.
Greymane. So I remember from the old days where you were still in Team Winky phase that you played for solo lane.
Yep.
So is that a permanent swap, or was that something you had to shuffle around because of your sub tonight?
Due to the fact that we've had a sub, our roster's kind of been flexing around. Everybody kind of plays something different every night, and except for VZ, VZ always plays healers because he's
Yeah.
a god. So, I think other than that, yeah, everybody's been so flexible. It's been pretty fantastic to have a whole team of people that can flex to pretty much any role. Like we can go from game to game and completely swap for people, and it's not a huge problem.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's cool. All right. I mean, I don't even know what really to ask much. The game 2 and 3 had been so clean. So is there anything else you want to add?
Not really. I mean, honestly, if it's just shout outs, it's
Yeah,
shout out to you for picking
go
up the
ahead.
game last minute. I was checking it this morning and I didn't see anything, and I got the ping and I was like, yes, two. So shout out to our opponents, of course. The first game they really actually sent it to us, and they forced me to ban Chen, which is ironic. I hate you for that, but shout out to everybody that hung out and supported the stream, and shout out to the rest of NGS, and my team for being able to step up when we're kind of facing some trying times. And other than that, just good game all around.
Right, awesome. So there you have it. That is B-Train. We can probably see and hear from you in the Nexus Gaming series, like officials channels. You're doing some analysis every now and then. Are you still doing that?
I've actually, due to work, I've actually not been able to cast as much, so it's kind of fallen off. Hopefully, once I get situated, I'll be able to kick it off again next season.
Right. So everyone, keep your eyes peeled for B-Train. And yeah, thanks for stopping by and answering a few questions.
Yeah, man. Thanks for the cast.
No problem. You're welcome. All right, so that was B-Train from Keggs, who really stepped it up a notch after shuffling around a few roles in their lineup, playing with a sub tonight, and getting two very important points. So let's have a short look back into the bracket here before we sign off. So here you have a Keggs winning 2 points tonight, pushes them all the way up into playoff region. So being tied with Reborn Knights, Red, and Who Knows Gaming. ReGenBlue sticking around on rank number 11, and I'm not sure when their next game is, but yeah, maybe we'll get a few points over there. So they got 1 point, so they are at 6 right now, so they are just 1 behind Arrogant Level. Alright, you guys have a good night, I'm gonna have a good night, and the next time. Thanks for watching.